It seems like every time I'm recording this class, the sun's coming in so bright, it's hard to see. Anyway, good morning. It's great to see you. Before I forget, Pam in our 359 class mentioned the KWL chart. So I put up a brief video. I'll put one in 359 as well for older students. This is an example of how a teacher might go over that, but it's great for pre-assessment. So I just put that video up there just for you to check out. It's short, 3 minutes maybe. So this week we're going to move into planning our classroom environment and to actually looking at our students. I have to say your classrooms were great. I loved them. I hope you all had a chance to look at each other's. I can see where you've logged in and it looks like maybe most of you just looked at one. So if you get a chance, go back. Those of you that gave an explanation, like I'm thinking, Pam, you gave a really great explanation. I really appreciate that. And Gabby, you're an artist. Yours was so beautiful. But I think it's important to start thinking there's no real right way to group our students. And often mixing up groups throughout the year is super important. So you might want to group by proficiency level at the beginning. And then maybe once in a while change to shared cultural traits, maybe grade level. As long as we continue to mix it up and challenge students and make sure that there's no hierarchy in who's a better student. Just because a student's more proficient doesn't mean that that student is, is better or favored. So we want to make sure that we keep that open. Also, it's great to see the reading area, that we always want to make sure that we have a separate reading area, that we have an area for computers in our classroom. Those are dream scenarios. So I like to be able to do some activity like that. But this week we're going to move into chapter 2 for day by day, and we're going to start meeting some of our students. And chapter 2 talks about how to get like a groundwork assessment on our students. When they come in, they should come in with some type of home language survey. Usually maybe they've had a diagnostic test and we can get that information. But it's also important to take some time to talk to your student and maybe to get a writing sample. So here in this week's assignment, I'm going to give you 10 days because I'm posting late this week. So it's not due until next Monday. But you're going to read chapter 2 and we're going to complete a language structure checklist on page 47. Don't panic when you see it. I know you took the linguistics course. You don't have to know every aspect of grammar to be able to complete this. It's just to get an idea of how much your student really knows, maybe in speaking and writing. So read it first, read what Chelik has to say about it, and then you're going to pick a writing sample. You're going to pretend like one of these students is your student. So you're going to pick one of these writing samples, and you're going to complete the checklist. So let's open up our writing sample here. And let me see if I can move this over. Let's pretend this is your student and he's written something, and let's take a look at it. So I want you to take a minute and see if you can, we'll just do one sentence at a time. Let's see if you can read that first sentence. What's that student saying here? Good. We have a big garden. We have lots of plants. What about the next one? I can't wait for the strawberries and the raspberries. Super. How about this one? I have my own garden. And then in it is beans and I don't know, lettuce, there it is, lettuce. Okay, great. So what you're going to do is, and again, we're not really experts here yet. You just kind of want to be able to make some notes about what the student maybe has or doesn't have. So do the checklist and don't be afraid to make some notes, and that's going to be your assignment. There's 5 of them. There's the first one is here. I think I put the names. I think I gave them all names. I think, let's see, hold on, I'm going to pause this video. Okay, so you're going to pick one of these. Don't do this first one. I guess you could do the first one. It's America. Why not? The second one is here. Let's see if I can make it a little bit bigger. You can look at this one. Can anyone figure out what this says? I'll give you a minute. I am picking flowers. Okay, the next one is, oh, this one's a long one. Sorry, it's sideways. This one's easy. This one's the sticker story. You could pick the sticker story. Or you could pick this one, make this one a little bit smaller. And this student is saying, I am playing, there it is, big goal, I am playing soccer. Or you could pick this student. I'm going to Florida and we might go to the beach and I can swim. So you're going to pick one of these students. Just give your student a fictional name. Pretend this is the student's writing sample when you ask the student to write anything he or she wants. And you're going to do the checklist and make notes. And that's what you're going to submit to the discussion board. Once you do that, I'd like you to respond to one other student's posting. Let me move this over. It would be great if you could all pick a different writing sample. You don't have to, but it's more interesting if we all pick a different writing sample. There's no right or wrong answer to this activity. I just want you to get used to, making observations on students' writings and students' ability. This is really where you begin saying, I wonder what they can do or can't do. Of course, it's not ideal. Students, when they're giving writing samples, are under pressure, and it's always not perfect, but at least it gives you something. Okay, so you're going to get the writing sample from here. You're going to post it right here with your comments. Then finally, I want to move to scoring writing using a rubric. And I know in your other classes you already talked about assessment. And especially in our field of TESOL, that we often make our own assessments. And assessments can be super easy. And so what we have here is I have an example. And you have two students, rats. Oh, here it is. You have two students and you have their writing here. And I want you to score the writing activity using the rubric, and you're going to add a comment. So here's the picture. Here's the writing. You're going to try your best to read it. And then you're going to score with the rubric. And of course, 3 means, hey, they are super. 2 means they're close. 1 means they're just beginning. They're emerging. And I want you to begin scoring this rubric. There's 2 examples. Do this one, and then do this one. You're going to read it. These students are ELLs. They're between 1st and 2nd grade. They're transitioning in their language skills. And based on that, this is men's, and this one is Dimitri's. And let's see what you would score them on the rubric. It's okay to put a number and then to put notes. When we begin giving assessment, we assess for 2 reasons. One is we assess for our purposes to know where our students are. But we also want to be able to give our students meaningful feedback. And this is super important, that we have to somehow figure out when we begin to give these back to our students, we want them to be able to, and their parents to understand what this means. But for this week, you're just going to score it for your purpose so you really can figure out, okay, how are these students doing in handwriting, in spacing, in capitals and periods, and then finally in content. All right, so you're going to do that and you submit it. I think, is that it for this week? Let's see, that's it for this week. Again, you have 10 days, so you can be a little bit relaxed. All right, see you later. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.